Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Kenzie. I am a fantasy writer pursuing traditional publishing, and this video marks 2 years since I started making authortube videos. Actually, technically the 2-year anniversary was last week, August 1st, but I had some technical difficulties going on and I wasn't able to film until this week. Finally getting to it, sorry for the late upload, but this is super exciting for me. It's been 2 whole years of me making videos, not super consistently. I've been very on and off, definitely making an effort to make videos more consistently, but in that time I feel like I have accomplished a lot. I started authortube on August 1st, 2023, and since then I've gotten so much better at making videos, I think, especially with editing and my filming setup. My professionalism, I would say, have improved a ton. I've gotten 170 subscribers, which is really exciting for me. I'm super happy to have so many people interested in my writing journey, and I'm so appreciative to every single person who has joined me. And I've also figured out the direction that I want to take my career. The Kenzie who started this channel was going in a very different direction than the Kenzie who is making videos today. I had a completely different book that I was working on, a completely different hopeful debut than I currently have, a different plan for my whole career. Most of the books that I want to write today weren't even ideas back then. Now I have a catalog of things that I really want to write and publish. I've also changed my pen name since then, so if you go back to any of my previous videos, you might notice that I had a different pen name. This channel has just seen me through so much, and I'm really happy that I did and I will continue to do what I set out to do, which is to document my writing journey so that someday I can look back on all of my progress, on everything that I've accomplished, and see my entire journey just encapsulated in this channel. It's really exciting for me. Today I want to talk about what I've learned in the last 2 years of making videos, some tips if you maybe want to start an authortube channel, and plans for my next year of making videos, because I have some exciting and fun ideas in mind for the next year. Thank you so much for being here. Grab a cup of something nice and let's settle in for a nice little chat. Okay, so starting off with the things that I have learned in the last 2 years, there's a few things here, and I'm gonna start it off with the most cheesy and cliche of them, and that is that this is about having fun. Making videos is first and foremost about enjoying the process of making videos. I make videos because I want to document my writing journey, like I said, and that's also the reason that I watch other authortube videos, because I want to see other people's writing journey. And at the end of the day, the views that I get don't matter if I'm not having fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm sure it would reflect back into the video, like that I'm not enjoying myself and that I'm making videos just for the sake of making videos. I truly enjoy doing this and it's really fun for me. And I think that's part of the reason that I haven't been super consistent over the last 2 years, is because I prioritize my enjoyment, and also I prioritize my writing above the YouTube, because if I'm not writing, then I have no content to make. Speaking of that, it can be very hard to balance YouTube and writing. That's the second thing that I've learned. Sometimes in the past, I've accidentally put the videos over the actual writing, but like I said, if you don't write, you have nothing to make videos about, and writing is the main point, isn't it? I mean, authortube is about writing. I think the main idea of it all is to write, and I, at least, am just here to share my love for writing and my journey with writing. It has been hard to learn that balance, but I think I've gotten better at it over the last 2 years, and it's definitely something that I'm going to continue working on, even when it's not the most easy thing to do. I just think that writing is the main point, so I need to put that ahead of the video making. Another thing that I have learned is that good thumbnails and good editing are very important. You can have the best video concept ever, or what you think is the best video concept. You can be following the trends that everyone else is doing at the moment. You can have like the most perfect equation for a video, but if you don't have a very good thumbnail, not many people are going to want to click on your video. If you have a good thumbnail but bad editing, you probably will have people click off. But if you have a good thumbnail, you get people to click. If you have good editing, you can get people to stick around as long as your content is interesting, I guess. That's just something that I've learned when I've been struggling trying to figure out why my videos aren't doing as good as other people's videos, which I don't think you should compare yourself to people, but I couldn't see my thumbnails and my editing objectively, and now I realize that there have been times in the past when I was really not good good at editing, and I think I'm getting better every day. I'm getting better at thumbnails every day, and I'm by no means perfect at anything yet, but I do think that those two things really help the performance of your video, and it also just helps to engage your audience. Another thing that I've learned is that you can't exist in a void and also expect to get attention from other people on authortube, whether that's other creators or fellow viewers. If you don't really interact with other people in the community, then no one is going to interact with you. I was definitely scared at first when I started my channel to interact with anyone. I am very introverted and shy, and so it's very hard for me to put myself out there, but I have learned that you should interact with the community. I think the best thing that you can do, even if you're just a viewer, is to interact with others, to support other creators and other people in the comments, and don't expect anything back from them. Especially don't expect people to just come flooding to your channel, but also don't go commenting on other people's videos just to get their attention back. Just support other people because you want to. I think it's a really good thing to do. This is a great community, and I really love reading the comments that I get on my videos about people's projects and what they're working on. It makes me really happy to see other writers who are watching my videos and who are also going through the same ups and downs that I am going through, because writing can often feel like a very solitary activity, but it doesn't have to be, because I feel like every other writer feels the same struggles at times. So yeah, just interact with your community, put yourself out there. I think it's definitely worth it. It's really fun to talk to other writers. The next thing that I have learned is that it takes time. You cannot expect to just start making videos and your first one is gonna get 1 million views. It's taken me 2 years to get this far. I am so grateful for every single view, every single subscriber, every single commenter, everything. But it has taken me 2 years to get the amount of views, subscribers, and comments that I get now. It's a very slow process, and I think you just have to expect that. Again, the views shouldn't matter more than your enjoyment for the actual process of writing and making videos. Just enjoy the process and take your time. The next thing I have learned is that it is totally fine if no one watches. I think that you should really make videos that you are proud of and that you would choose to watch, instead of chasing trends or doing videos that you have seen other people make. Those things can help you sometimes, but at the end of the day, again, you should be making videos that you enjoy, that you would enjoy, that you're proud of. Do what you want to do and have fun with it, and it doesn't matter if no one clicks. It can be easy to look at the numbers and get sad about it, but if you think about it, if you got 10 views, imagine 10 strangers who just walked up to you on the street and want to listen to what you have to say. Or if you get 100 views, imagine 100 strangers who walk up to you on the street and want to hear what you have to say. That's a lot of people. It's really important to appreciate every single number. Even if that number is 0, I think that it's important that you care about what you have to say. Okay, so those were the things that I've learned over the last 2 years. Now let's get into some of my tips if you are interested in starting an authortube channel of your own. If you're not interested in that, go ahead and use the chapters below to skip ahead, but this is going to be some tips for anyone who is interested. So the first tip that I have is to not go into this hoping for a career. First things, authortube is a super small niche. In the grand scheme of things, there's not very many people who watch authortube videos. I don't think that it's very realistic for many, if any, authors to have a full-time career of just making authortube videos. There might be a lucky few who do, but the majority of people don't. So it's kind of very unlikely that you would ever be able to make that happen. So I think it's just going in with the wrong intentions. This might sound a little bit harsh, but I have noticed that you can tell when people are looking for a career or for money out of authortube. And there's nothing wrong with earning money off of authortube. If you can earn money, that's awesome for you, and I'm very happy for you. I just mean when people go in with the goal of it, it can be a little off-putting, I guess I would say. But I'm just trying to say, don't expect to get a career out of this, and try not to put that ahead of your actual videos and the content and quality of your videos. Totally fine if you do make money from YouTube. That's really great. I have no problem with anyone who does make money from it. I just mean don't start making videos because you want to make money, if that makes sense. My next tip is to prioritize skills over analytics. So you might notice when if and when you start making authortube videos, that it can be super easy to start obsessing over the numbers. You want to check your views every few minutes when you just posted a video. You want to check the click-through rate and the engagement and all of the analytics that YouTube Studio gives you. But I think it's super important to prioritize your own skills over those numbers, because especially as a very small channel, there's only so much information that your analytics can actually give you. A lot of them need much bigger pools of data to give you anything helpful. So I think it's much more helpful to prioritize working on your own skills than it is to obsess over those numbers. For example, I have been really trying to get better at my editing. I have a specific vision in mind for what I want my videos to be like, and so I'm working with every video to make my vlogs especially more like that image that I have in mind. Instead of looking at my view counts and trying to analyze which video did better and why, I'm trying to just make each and every video better. I think it's super important to kind of identify your own weaknesses, which can be very hard to do, but it's a good skill to have. Identify your own weaknesses and then tackle them, work on fixing them. For example, I think I'm not very good at thumbnails. I think I'm much better now than I was when I started my channel, but I don't know that I'm very good at it, and so I'm still working on improving my thumbnails. If and when you start making authortube videos, try not to look at those numbers too much. Instead, try to work on yourself and on your own videos. And I think that the result will really pay off. My next tip is kind of just a reiteration of something I said earlier, and that is to interact. Connect with the community, comment on people's videos, comment back to the people who comment on your videos. Just try and engage with the community as much as you can, because it's really important and it's really great that we have this community. My next tip is you don't have to invest in good equipment until you're sure that you enjoy making videos. I started making videos with my iPhone and no mic and no lighting, nothing. It was just my phone and me, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you get started making videos. Filming equipment is super expensive, and I think that before you make that investment, it really helps to make a couple of videos and make sure that you actually like doing this, so that you don't invest in things and then it goes to waste. I do have better equipment now than when I started, but that's because I truly enjoy making videos and I wanted to kind of upgrade them and make them higher quality. You don't need this to start though. It's really good to make sure that you actually want to make authortube videos, that you enjoy making videos, because maybe you'll make 2 or 3 and realize that actually you hate this and you really don't want to do it. You don't have to have all of the things to start a channel. It's totally free to start a YouTube channel, so just give it a shot before you put any money into it. My next tip is to make sure that the writing comes first. Again, I kind of touched on this in the things that I've learned section. Just make sure that your writing comes before anything else. Of course, it's great if you enjoy the video making process, but at the end of the day, the writing is important. It's what makes your authortube channel an authortube channel, is because you're writing and you're talking about it. So try to focus on your YouTube writing balance and make sure that you are prioritizing your writing. The next tip that I have is to make the videos that you want to make and not the videos that you see trending or that you see all of the other authortubers making. I don't think there's anything wrong with making a video that is kind of trendy at the moment if it's something that you genuinely want to make. But if you see a video, like for example, if there was like a, I don't know, 24-hour writing marathon challenge and it was really taking off around authortube, everyone was making that video and it looks like the videos are doing really well, but that sounds miserable to you and that sounds like something you do not want to do, don't make the video. I know that the numbers can be really tempting. It's like, oh, maybe I should make that kind of video because it's doing really well right now. But I think that it's better to prioritize the videos that you actually personally want to make over those kinds of things. I think that that's super important to prioritize. And the last tip that I have is don't rush to publish. If you're not ready to publish, that's fine. You don't have to be a published author to be an authortuber. There's no need to speed up your writing journey and to try and hasten your way through it in order to be published, because there's always going to be time for that. I think you should really take the time to, again, prioritize your writing, make sure that it's really polished and good quality, do several book projects before you try to publish, and then think about that. There's nothing wrong with being an unpublished author and making videos. Oftentimes, your first book is not the one that you're inevitably going to want to publish, and it's also a lot of the times not the one that you should publish. I know that my first book was absolutely not something that I ever want anybody to see. I am 10 or 11 drafts deep now as of my current project. I don't think there's any rush for publishing. Especially traditional publishing, it is a super slow process. Everything moves really slowly. I think self-publishing is a lot faster, but publishing in general just takes a long time. So there's no need to rush it. Again, nothing wrong with making authortube videos and not having a book published. People want to see your writing journey. They don't need to have your book in their hands yet. There's no rush, so don't push yourself to get that as fast as possible. Now let's talk about some of the plans that I have for my own channel going forwards into this next year. I am just going to kind of briefly touch on these. I don't want to give too much away just yet, but I have a couple thoughts in mind. The first thing that I really want to work on is my consistency. I know over the last 2 years I have been super inconsistent. I have not been good at keeping up with videos. I think I've been getting a lot better at it in the last 6 months or so. Still not great, and I really want to work on that going forward. So hopefully by the time I get to my 3-year authortube anniversary, I will be finally making videos every week and being more consistent with that. That's one of my biggest goals going forwards. Another one of my goals is to work on making my backgrounds more aesthetically pleasing, I guess. In my life and in my videos, I want to have nice things to look at. So I'm going to work on making my backgrounds a lot prettier, especially my desk. I want to do like a desk revamp soon and make it a lot nicer looking. I hope that in a year I'll have really nice looking backgrounds. Another thing that I really want to work on in the next year is making more, I guess, film-like vlogs. This is mostly applicable to the vlogs. I feel like I'm at a good place with my sit-down videos, but for my vlogs, I kind of want to make them more like little short films. I don't know, I have this specific vision in my mind for what I want them to look like, and I'm really hoping to achieve that in the next year. I did a film program in high school, and then I did a semester of film school before I switched majors, so film is kind of a background interest of mine, and I'm hoping that it will really improve my editing and make things look a lot better, make things more visually appealing and more interesting. I don't know, I want to put a lot of work into my videos. I think that a couple of my past vlogs have been a little bit more of what I wanted, a little bit more of that film style, short film style that I am going for, but I still want to continue working on that and make them a lot more aligned with my vision in the next year. So that was everything for my 2-year wrap-up of authortube, all of my tips and plans and the things that I've learned. I hope that you enjoyed everything. Maybe next year I could include more analytics and things if I have more to show. I don't think that I have quite enough this year to show. I'm not like earning anything. I don't get very many views or anything, so I don't think that it'd be super interesting to show any of that, which is why I left it out this year, but we'll see how next year goes. I'm excited to see where this next year takes me. And again, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, I am super appreciative to every single one of you who has tuned in over the last 2 years. Every single one of my subscribers I am so thankful for. Thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me to have anyone at all watching my authortube journey. I hope that you'll join me for another year, and we'll see where we're at when we're 3 years into this. I'm excited. If you made it this far into the video, leave me some kind of camera emoji down below, and I hope that you're having a great day. I'll see you next week.